Welcome to another Cardano update. Like always, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts and if you want access to our daily Discord updates for only like $5 a month. Also, check out the new merchandise that we launched yesterday. I think about 7 people have bought t-shirts and hoodies and sweatshirts already, so thank you for the support and yeah, check out the, merchandise. And let's talk about the short term. If you want to believe it or not, there's actually a lot to talk about right now, and it might not seem like it, but we have a lot. So let's start with the 4-hour chart. As you know, or maybe you don't know, we are in a 1-2-1-2 setup. As you can see, right now we got exactly to the 50% extension that I gave you is the 50% support level, and we are seeing a reaction. Now keep in mind, this reaction is not enough to confirm that the low is already in. We still need to get above the first wave high right here. Now if we actually get above the first wave high, then we're gonna have to get above the bull market support band and the 200-day moving average, and the next target is gonna be the 1.618 of the 1-2 setup here. Also, this 1-2 setup has been confirmed to be valid because we actually reacted exactly to the support zone right there. So the 1-2 setup is actually a 1-2 setup. We finally know what's going on here, and the target for the third wave is the 1.618, like I said, and that's at 85.8 cents. Then we could get a fourth wave move down and a fifth wave move up, and that will complete the third wave. And of course, if we get the third wave after that, we need a fourth wave move down and a fifth wave move up. And after we get these 5 waves, I will finally be able to confirm that the low is in and that we are heading in a third wave of a third wave, the main third wave of the third wave. So basically, if I already said the word wave a lot, I'm gonna say it even more in the next couple of minutes because I need to explain what's going on. Right now, what we need to do is form this 5-wave move up, and once we do, that will complete the first wave of the third wave of the main third wave, which is up here. And well, even after we complete 5 waves up, I'm still expecting a correction after that. Now, of course, I'm not expecting the correction to take, weeks or months. It's probably gonna take a couple of days, and it's gonna scare a lot of people. I think we'll actually get rejected here at the 0.618 resistance level where we got rejected in the past. By the way, this is the 0.618 resistance level of the previous all-time high of 2021. I'm not gonna zoom out right now. You're gonna have to believe me on that. And well, yeah, we need to form a 1-2 setup, basically a big 1-2 setup, and that's gonna be the 1-2 setup of the third wave right here, which is the third wave of the third wave. So that's why we are making t-shirts for that. People find it funny, and I think it's funny, so yeah. Now, I also will have to talk about the 4-hour RSI. As you can see, it went down quite a lot. It's no longer overbought, and even though the RSI went from like, let's see, about 78 all the way down to about 39, the price did not really drop that much. Yes, we did drop from about 74 cents all the way down to like 66 cents, but when you look at how much, the price went down and how much the RSI went down, this is actually a good sign, and this reminds me of the times when Bitcoin was going to new all-time highs, and the price, when it was going down something like this, but the RSI was going insane. And at that time, that pretty much told me that Bitcoin is most likely getting a new high after that. And what do you know? What do you think happened after that? We got a new high, and the RSI, of course, went overbought again, and this kept repeating, and until we actually, got a top, and then after the top, we just went down. But we completed 5, for example. Okay, so right now, I also want to talk about the daily chart. The daily chart is also important. Right now, what we're doing here, this is very, very bullish. As you can see, we actually bounced off the moving average right here, which could mean that the low is already in. As you can see, we have been above the moving average for the past, let's see, about almost a month at this point, and we were below it during this time when we were going down, but right now we're above it. So if we use it as support, we could get a much bigger bounce, and that could put us back above the bull market support band. So yeah, this is actually very, very bullish. Keep in mind, we are in May right now, so we have a new monthly wick. I'm gonna talk about that as well. But yeah, the daily chart is also looking very, very bullish, and we could actually get a very big bounce relatively soon. Now let's talk about the weekly chart, because why not? Here we have, a lot to talk about. So basically, we pretty much got rejected by the moving average, and what we need to do this week is get back above it and close above it. So we need to do something like this, and then in the next couple of weeks maybe test it, or maybe not the next couple of weeks, but maybe in the next next couple of days after we get a close above it, we should test it and then use it as support and get a bounce. I mean, that's exactly what happened over here when Cardano went up about 300% in a matter of like 5 weeks. So this is what we need to do. As you can see, we have been below the moving average since pretty much January, so we need to get above it. I mean, a similar thing happened over here. We got rejected a bunch of times. Yes, we did get above it right here, but when we retested it, we, went below it again, and that gave us another blow. So this is what we're waiting for right now. We're waiting for a move up. We are also waiting for a cross on the bull market support band, and well, that could take another couple of weeks. And keep in mind, if you have not watched, I think not yesterday's video, but the video that I posted like 2 or 3 days ago, where in the title it says something about $8. If you have not watched that video, please make sure and watch it, because it's very, very important that you understand what's happening with Bitcoin. What I said in that video is basically, to put it short, that maybe this time, this cycle, Bitcoin will not have a summer drop like it did in 2021 and 2017 and 2013, because this time it's a bit different. Now, of course, please do not, count on that, and if we do get a summer drop, it's gonna be okay. However, I mean, everything right now is pointing to the fact that maybe Bitcoin will continue going up during the summer. And if that happens, and if Cardano is not at all-time highs by the end of the second week of June, maybe that's not actually that bad if we actually don't get the summer drop. Now, if we get the summer drop and Cardano has not already finished its main third wave by that time, it's gonna be very, very bad. But I don't really see that happening, to be honest. So, of course, it's speculation and nobody knows what will happen. But, I mean, everybody right now is expecting a summer drop. And, I mean, even myself, I'm still expecting a summer drop. But maybe that's the wrong approach to take, because maybe when everybody's expecting it to happen, maybe it's just not gonna happen. So yeah, please keep that in mind. Also, something else that I need to mention is the monthly chart on the Cardano chart. As you can see, we stayed above the moving average right here on the RSI, which is a very, very bullish sign. We pretty much did what we did right here in the previous cycle after forming the 1-to-1-2 setup. Here we never really closed below the moving average, and right now, I told you this even a couple of months ago, if we close below the moving average, it could be very, very bearish. However, we did not do that. We stayed above it, and I think May is gonna be a very, very good month for Cardano. And honestly, if you count the wicks, I mean, here this correction took about 3 months, and then we started going up. And I mean, you could say that this was also a 3-month correction. And here, I mean, this wick, of course, it was pretty much a fake out. It was a B wave. However, it actually looks similar to what happened over here. And what happened after that was this wick, which, I mean, it does look a bit similar to this wick, which means that maybe this is where we are at right now, and maybe in May, Cardano will get a move like this, and then in June, we'll get this move, which should do something like this, and that's gonna finish the third wave move up, and then we still get the summer drop, which gives us the fourth wave move down, and then at the end of the year, maybe Cardano gets a fifth wave move up as well. Now, I'm not gonna count on that. I said this a couple of videos ago, but I mean, some altcoins never get a fifth wave move up, and maybe Cardano is gonna be one of these altcoins, I don't know. But I mean, yeah, right now things are actually looking very, very bullish. As you can see, we have 3 green candles in a row on the monthly chart. So this, I mean, even though it does not seem like it, it's actually very, very bullish. And I think this move is very, very close to happening. And please do not forget, Bitcoin dominance right now, it's almost at 66%. It's at 64.5%. And I still think that it's gonna get to 66%, but I don't think Ethereum will necessarily get another low. Now, I know what I said a couple of weeks ago, and well, I'm starting to change my opinion, because right now, on the monthly chart, at least this right here kind of looks like a low. Now, I'm not gonna take back what I said until Ethereum actually breaks above $2,100. If it breaks above this level, then yeah, we'll break this downtrend right here, and that's gonna be bullish. That will most likely confirm that the low is already in, but until that happens, I'm not gonna fall for this, and we could always get another drop on the Ethereum chart. And well, Cardano is actually looking very, very good right now. Like I said, the next couple of weeks could be boring. Keep in mind, the next Fed meeting is in about 5 days. So that's gonna play a big role into what happens during the summer. If we do not start QT, or actually, sorry, if we do not start QE, and if we do not stop QT, it could be very, very bad. However, if we do something, then I mean, that could be very, very good. Now, I also have to talk about Bitcoin for a second, because obviously Bitcoin closed a monthly wick above the bull market support band. and this is extremely bullish. Also, speaking of the monthly chart, right now we are at the moving average, and if we get above it, this will 100% confirm that we are not in a left translated peak, because this is exactly what happened in the previous cycle. As you can see right here in 2021, we fell below it, and then as you can see after that, yes, we did get to all-time highs, but we never got above the moving average on the monthly, and that pretty much started the bear market. So even if we get to all-time highs right now, we should still get above the moving average to confirm that we are not in a left translated peak, and to confirm that the next top, or this top right here, is not the last top. So if we do that, then Bitcoin will most likely get above $255,000 by the end of the year, and that has always been my prediction. And if Bitcoin does that, Cardano will, of course, most likely do it as well. Now, I talked about the third wave in yesterday's video, but in case you have no idea what I'm talking about, we have a 1-2-1-2 setup on the chart, and right now this 1-2 setup is the 1-2 setup of the main third wave, and we are still waiting for the third wave of the third wave. The target for that is the 1-6-1-8 of the first wave right here, and that's at $3.50. And well, I mean, we could get there. Keep in mind, the main target for the main third wave would theoretically be the 1.618 of this 1-2 setup. However, that would look extremely bad, and I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think the third wave will stop right here or right here. I think it's gonna stop right here at the 1.618 extension of the previous all-time high, just like the third wave did in the previous cycle. Of course, we don't have to do the exact same thing that we did in the previous cycle, but so far, I mean, the structure is the exact same. Right now, Cardano is just waiting for Bitcoin dominance to break down, and once that happens, I mean, it's game on. And well, right now, what Bitcoin needs to do is obviously break above the all-time highs, and I think once we break above the previous all-time highs, the Cardano chart and Ethereum and everything is gonna start going insane. And I still believe everybody is early. I mean, I know I've been saying that for a couple of months at this point, but I mean, Bitcoin dominance has not dropped, so everybody who bought during this time between 60% and 64%, and everybody who actually bought altcoins during this time or traded Bitcoin with altcoins, I think they're gonna, feel extremely good when Bitcoin dominance finally does something like this, like it did in the previous cycle and in the cycle before that as well. So yes, I understand that people are giving up because, I mean, Bitcoin dominance is not really dropping like it did right here, at least not yet. And I mean, in the previous two cycles, Bitcoin dominance was already dropping in March and, well, even in January, and in this cycle we're still going up, even in May at this point. So people are bearish because of that, but I don't necessarily think that this is a bad thing. And even if, we continue going up on the Bitcoin dominance chart until the end of May, I think that's going to be okay. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Bitcoin dominance is going to start breaking down probably this May, or probably this month, I guess, because we're already in May. And well, we'll see if that happens. If it does not happen, and if Bitcoin still does not get the summer drop, then it's still going to be fine in the long term. So, I mean, everything is actually looking very, very good. I'm starting to turn very, very bullish. And that's all I have. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts, and if you want access to our daily Discord updates for only like $5 a month. Like I said, check out the third wave of the third wave merchandise and maybe buy a t-shirt to support the channel. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.